Doesn't suit you.
What? The bow tie or the Russian accent?
Both.
No, that doesn't suit you.
What?
Your profession. If your sensei will have me, I want to learn how to save her.
What if she can't be saved?
Then I want to learn how to punish every person that helped destroy her. So that no family has to suffer the way that our family suffered.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm saving your life.
Nobody asked you to do that.
Amanda.
Don't call me that.
I'm not the enemy. Please. Trust me.
I already made that mistake once. Dead or alive, I'm gonna find out what happened to her, and when I do, God help the people who kept me from her. And that includes you. Why?
He wanted you dead. I prefer you alive.
And I prefer you 10,000 miles away from here. Tell Takeda I don't need a nanny.
Are you gonna take the head or the feet?
The head.
Are you disappointed to see me alive? Death by dumpster had such flair.
It seemed fitting.
Look, whatever you're thinking, I'm not the enemy. It was fantastic watching you capitalize on the serendipity of my actions.
Stop acting like you have my best interests at heart. I want you to leave.
How many times do I have to say I'm sorry before you'll trust me again?
I needed someone. You walk through the door. Don't let it go to your head. Daniel's not a joke, Aiden. He's a casualty in all of this, too.
Well, just as long as you know that he's not an innocent. Feelings were for him last summer. His actions now are pure grace.
I know.
I know. Everyone you've ever trusted has betrayed you, but people change. I've changed, but I'm not giving up on you. I'm just gonna have to trust that you won't give up on me. If you would have told me 6 years ago that I'd be here in this bed with you, I would never have believed it. You fought for me when nobody else would.
You better not disappear on me again.
I won't, Amanda.
Do you think it's possible for people like us to ever be?
Like everybody else.
I was gonna say happy.
Maybe not completely. But right now, I'm happy. Being with you is the only time I've ever felt peace.
You look like the loneliest man in the world. That's why I called. I needed an honest moment.
Everything I've done, all my training was to save my sister. I've failed her.
Just because you couldn't save Colleen, it doesn't mean that you can't honor her.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm not as cold and calculated as you. I can't just turn my feelings on and off at the flick of a switch.
Is that what you think? That I don't feel? That I don't miss my father every single day? That I don't mourn the life that I could have had? But that's why people like you and me fight. Because it gives us something to live for when everything else has been taken away. I thought you understood that. I thought we shared that. Aiden, don't leave me alone in this.
No, you were right. About everything you said yesterday. I said one thing. You're not alone in this. And you never will be.
I hate that it has to be this way.
You hate it. Well, if it were up to me, I'd put a bullet in his head.
Well, it's not up to you.
Clearly.
You know that Daniel is not my focus. Victoria is. You can't be jealous of somebody that I don't even care about.
I'm not jealous, Emily. I'm disgusted. And I'm going to deal with it the best I can.
Daniel's pushing me to define our relationship.
What are you asking me for my permission?
I don't know.
Well, then tell me this one thing. When this is all over, when they've paid for what they did to your father, then what?
I can be with you.
Then marry the son of a bitch. Take them down, once and for all. I hope you get what you're looking for, Amanda. No one has ever deserved it more than you.
Little change of plans, ce soir.
You got that right, mon frere.
Where the hell is Emily?
Suffering. Quite terribly, I assure you. Well, fortunately, the authorities don't share your little paranoid delusion. Every drop of blood the initiative has spilt is on Grace and Anne's as well, and you know it. And the sooner that you start to repay that debt, the better it's going to be for everyone, including the woman who you claim to love.
You don't know a damn thing about our relationship.
Well, I know enough to know that if you two were married, you'd spend the rest of your life regretting it. I've just given you something a man like you is rarely offered. A second chance. You're going to let Emily go, and you're going to let her go tonight.
Go.
Why? What are you going to do? Pull out a gun and shoot me?
You threatened Jack? Tell him to run?
He's in the way. Of you. Look at you. running to him at the first sign of trouble. Do you love him?
Oh, are you
I
seriously
need
asking
to
me
know,
that?
Emily, because I didn't just come here to take down the Graysons. I came because of you. And I will not be made a fool of. And you need me inside for your next part of the plan, or are you so blinded by emotion you've forgotten about that too?
And what about Jack? Don't pretend that you're acting out of anything other than jealousy. That is the truth, Aiden.
The truth? You want the truth? Okay, well, here's the truth. I prayed it wasn't true, but I had to see it with my own eyes, and I guess now I have my answer.
Because Jack isn't going anywhere. He's staying behind to make sure I end this like I promised.
Yeah, well, then he's a fool.
He is a man of principle, which is what I thought you were. For the last time, I am trusting you. Don't make me regret it. Everything's off balance.
It's because you're caught between two worlds, Emily. And this life we've chosen, it's a selfish one. You know, we're lucky that we found each other. I lost my father at a young age, and my sister not long after, so I know the pain of being ripped apart from your own flesh and blood. It was never my intention to separate you from your son.
Okay, well, let's just hope you've done a better job of thinking things through when it comes to Emily. Seems you've gone to great lengths to protect her mission. But what about her?
Well, you've no right. I know the two of you had what can only be described as puppy love, but that's the past. And it's forgotten. I'm the future.
You trying to convince me? Or yourself?
When you and I first met, we had both lost so much and faced immense pain. But out of that pain came something beautiful. Love. Love that will always triumph over darkness. Love that I would lay down my life for. Amanda Clarke, you married me.
Yes.
I don't understand. What made you change your mind?
They did. I found out I can't have children. They took my father, my mother, my best friend. And now this.
This is exactly why you shouldn't waste any more of your life on these people. We can still move on. We can build a future together.
This is my future, Aiden. I know I promised you a different one, but I was wrong too.
You're ending this with me. You're gonna let them take this away from you too, Emily. Think about what you're saying.
I have. Hate is a lot like love. You can't force it. You can't fight it. You just have to embrace it when it comes along. I'm sorry.
I can handle it. You just worry about yourself. Seems that's what you're best at anyway.
I can't give you a family, a normal life.
Just so you know, I never needed any of those things. I just needed you. But you never gave me a choice, Emily. Get help before you do something else you'll regret.
You're the only person who knew how to save me. Not sure I deserve it.
You do. And the only mistake he made was falling for the wrong woman. Can't you just admit that you came to see me?
So I wanted to see you. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have come. I miss you.
Well, that's what happens when people part. It's called moving on. And I'm not Nolan. You can't just give me the cold shoulder and expect me to come running to save you the next day. Missed you too. I need Emily. Just Emily. All I can see out there is Colleen.
What happened to your sister was totally
She
different.
was kidnapped and used as leverage to force my father to do something against his will. She was terrorized, tortured, and killed.
It's not gonna happen to Charlotte, you know that.
She doesn't. We can't allow her to suffer.
Where were you two heroes when I was 9 years old, being dragged out of my house by men with guns, thrown into the foster care system? Charlotte has always been protected, and she will be fine now.
You and I, we've called it quits so many times. But we haven't been able to make that stick, really, have we? And that's because we fit. We belong together.
I know.
You really did pick the wrong girl to fall in love with.
Go to hell.
Emily ripped away my chance for true love. It's only fair that I do the same for her.
And the fool win.
Loyal to the bitter end. It's a beautiful sentiment. And an even better epitaph. Goodbye, Mr. Matthis.
I loved him more than I ever loved anybody. We could have had a life together. I should have given everything up, but I couldn't. I couldn't.
Aiden dedicated himself to your cause because he loved you. And not even you could have stopped him.
I pulled him back, Nolan. He was gone, and he was happy. This is my fault.
You know, Aiden once told me that for most of his life, he felt broken. But that all changed when he met you. You were the reason for him to live, Ems.
I've lost mine.